Hi, I'm Mike.
And my name's Carl, and this is episode 4 of It's a Corepunk podcast. And this week we have a guest. It's HRAP
Hey.
Yeah,
from
hello.
Ukraine. Hi,
Yes.
man. Cheers for coming on. So you got in touch with us on YouTube, said that you wanted to come on, talk about the game, and here we are. And that is the plan for the show.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about everything Corepunk we know.
Yeah. You were saying before we started that you know quite a bit about the lore, or at least what we know so far about the lore.
Yeah.
And I don't know too much other than the factions and what the factions are called. I don't actually know the in-depth bit. So if you can enlighten us, that'd be nice.
Well, yeah, from the factions, like we only know about like 4 factions and their main core. So like someone like Elanians, Phaedons, Yorniers, and Quadari. So this is the 4 factions that we will have in the game. And like only Elanians, the one who was at least a little bit more explained about the history and the people who joined the Elanians, who they are, like in the forum that's on the website of the game. We have Elanians, Forest King, and Ray Guns. So they will use the blasters, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a weird
nice.
mix, isn't it? Like forest people with ray guns.
Yeah,
You'd expect them to have bow and arrows or
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
problem is with the world that's the game taking part of. So let me just check so I will pronounce the name of the world correctly. So it's Kvalat. So that's the world that we will play. Yeah, and they're saying it's the small part of the huge universe. And the Kvalat had the event, the cataclysmic, catastrophic event that brings people and creatures all over the universe to this planet or location, I don't know. We will
All
see.
right.
So basically, those Elanians and other factions are not really from this place. They're
Oh,
someone who was brought by force through some portal or gaps in the universe by accidentally end up in the place which is not really friendly to the factions.
right. Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Witcher, how they had the event there that brought all the monsters to the world. I can't think what it's called, but you chase the entire time by them. And I can't
Yeah.
think what it is. But yeah.
I like the idea, like you say, you would typically say the forest. You imagine the forest as like that. Can you say that LV happiness, and
Yeah.
then this
Yeah.
this a massive event has caused this crazy kind of, like you say, people who aren't native to that region have been pulled in, and they've just got to make do with
Where they are.
what they've been given. Yeah,
Yeah,
big
that's quite
culture
exciting.
change.
So that's why we don't expect to see something like classic in the way that people are there for centuries and they build the history. We're playing as the characters that trying to figure out what happened to the world and the people or creatures that was living in this world before the catastrophic event.
Yeah.
And people start to unite in order to survive. So that's why we have 4 factions. And they're significantly different between each other. So, like, if you will check Elanians and Phaedons, Yorners and Quadari, you will see that they're not the same, like, at all. They have different way of thinking, different politics, different technologies. Someone close to the, let's say, I don't know, futuristic cyberpunk ninjas like a Quadari. They will be something like that.
Yeah.
You can imagine the knights or the samurais with the lightsabers, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That.
yeah.
So that's what you can.
Futuristic. Yeah.
Yeah, futuristic samurais. So that's what you expect from Quadari. From Yorners, that's someone. If I'm thinking about Yorners, it's like a steampunk dwarfs. That's what I.
Yeah, I see them.
If they will be a dwarving or something, but from the description of this faction, you can understand that those guys are interested in making money and creating stuff. So I'm imagining the futuristic steampunk dwarfs that trying to craft something and sell it and go for the gold or something like that.
The looter talent tree springs to mind there.
That's it. Yeah, that's what they.
That like I'm looking forward to play something like a dwarfs, like maybe the one with the double axe. I forgot what was the
The berserker. Is it the
berserk.
berserker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Just
something
hitting
that's
loads of things.
very, very interesting. Something like a Viking, dwarving, and steampunk stuff.
Yeah, it's like primal meets
Yeah.
kind of technology at the same time, isn't it? That's pretty cool. I like that.
From the futuristic part, I like the bomber girls.
Oh
That's
yeah.
like,
Bomber.
Yeah, the
like
bomber.
you
Yeah.
can heal and deal damage. That sounds funny. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you throw a grenade, don't you? And the grenade heals people. Yeah. Yeah.
and can
I
do
believe,
damage in
yeah.
the same time. So that's what I'm looking forward to, because if you're thinking about classic healer or support class, it's kind of boring when you're just taking part in a, I don't know, like in a raid or PvP, and your only job is to do heal. But here, it seems like you be something between that. You can heal to save your teammates and also do damage. So that
Cool.
sounds funny. So the bomber sounds very good to me as well.
Yeah, because they like you say that I like that as well. That it's if you are healing, but you're doing a good job. In other MMOs, you just kind of stand around. It's like I'll just guess and wait until someone gets
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
At
Yeah.
least with this, you can just be like, okay, I'll chip in and do some damage.
That's like Mercy, isn't it? In Overwatch or something. You're like just floating around, just healing.
Yeah, and stuck to
Walking
the guy.
around.
That's it.
Twiddling your thumbs, just like, yeah, I'll wait for
Yeah.
something to happen.
So if you think about MMOs that healers are funny, you can think only about the Final Fantasy 14. Like I'm recently playing the World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic, and I'm playing as a healing. So like just in case to save some mana, I'm not doing damage, and I'm feeling bored. Like a tank is holding
Yeah,
DPS good, and I'm just sitting there, maybe sometimes doing damage. So I'm expecting
That's
something
it.
fun. Like the next faction that we have there, it's Fadens. It's something like if you think about someone who rides on the wastelands on the buggy cars and trying kill everyone they meet and
Yeah, like
think
like
some
Max.
supplies and wrestlers. Yeah, Mad Max.
yeah, Mad Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you think about Fadens. And Elanians, like again, you're expecting to see elves with the bows and arrows, but you see maybe people with the like futuristic armor, ray guns, laser beams. I don't know. We will see what we have.
Yeah, it's strange that because I naturally always go for the sort of mythical wizard in a forest when I pick these games. So it's going to be weird when you go because I would have thought the Elanians would have been my first pick, but now that they're going to have ray guns, I don't know I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, as I remember, they explained us that while we were leveling up, you will stuck to the one faction, and when you'll hit the max level and you'll already learn the history of other factions, you'll have to choose which one you would like to join.
Yeah, I love that as well.
So
Yeah,
that's
we did touch upon that, didn't we? Saying like you'll actually, rather than make a choice before you know anything, you'll actually have played 80, 100 hours, and then you go, okay, these are the guys I want to be with.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually smart. Like because usually in MMOs you're choosing out no knowledge, and then you regret your choice, and you go back to level up the reputation with other guys from zero, from
Yeah.
scratch. So it's kind of like this is a smart move. I'm actually expecting a lot of smart moves from this game, because first of all, I don't know if you guys, but I used to imagine what if like Dota or League of Legends would be an MMO instead of the session game. So that's what they're bringing. Like if somebody asked me to explain what Corepunk is, I will tell them, imagine the Dota or League of Legends, but it's never ending. So you're leveling up from 1 to max level and doing your stuff. So basically it's an MMORPG with the MOBA elements. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and there's always that state of PvP as well, isn't there, with the
Yeah.
fighting? And I like that. Lumio kind of cleared it up for us in one of our last videos and comments, saying about how you can actually never fully turn PvP off. There's always that element of danger,
Yeah.
which is quite cool. Like I don't think it will be annoying though, because I feel like Artificial Core probably thought about this, and they've probably made it so it's not going to be like a high level 40 just sitting in the lower level areas. Just hitting people on the head, just going, "You can't do your quest. Sorry, see you later."
Yeah, that's what they bring the karma for. So they have
Yeah.
this
Exactly,
karma
yeah.
system, which I hope it will work wonderful, because like no one want to be a criminal for the long time, because you cannot visit then the big cities, you cannot visit the big roads where everybody are go through. Plus, we will have someone like a bounty hunter who will hunt
Yeah, the
those
social
criminals.
profession.
Yeah.
Yes. So so people will try to fight only if it's necessarily or for resources. So I hope we will rarely see just ganking for ganking. So
Yeah, I imagine, like you say, it'll be for the important things, like you say, if there's a rare resource node or a pop up, like they said, the dungeons are going to be dynamic where they may just randomly appear. There may be a fight to try and
yeah.
get control of that area, maybe, but
GTA Online had quite a good karma system where the more you were bad, that you started sessioning with only other people in your sort of karma rating. So you come up on the map as like a red dot, wouldn't you? And if you were killing people all the time, and then the next time you went on, you'd just be matchmaked with other people who were in the same sort of karma as you. So I wonder if they'll do that as well. So if you are constantly hitting on people, you'll start getting put into sessions with other people. Who are in
yeah,
the
it's
same.
hard because we don't know how many. I know they're doing the servers, aren't they? But
How many
I
to a server?
don't
Yeah.
think they'll be instanced in that. But
You're
yeah,
not.
I think the thing alone of knowing that if you are like hitting a lot of people, there's going to be someone sat in the town as a bounty hunter going, "Let's go chase this guy down."
Yeah.
I bet that'll be quite fun as well, like going across the map and stuff and trying to find this person
Track them down.
yeah, exactly. I
So
imagine that would be quite fun.
yeah, that's what we expect. Like the punishment for gankers, like if you're killing someone friendly your level, you'll have a little bit of karma. If you're killing some low level, you get more karma. But what's make it dangerous for the gankers? Yeah, as soon they become a criminal, they have a chance to lose the item that they own when they die.
Right.
So they will think twice before going for it. So let's see how karma will work, if it's going to save people, because a lot of people from someone who tried the Albion online, they afraid of these gankers. Like I also tried the Albion, and the main idea was that I'm a beginner, I don't know how everything works, and as soon as I'm getting to the zone that I can be ganked, I'm almost instantly and always getting ganked, and I'm losing everything basically. So that's
Yeah,
a
it's not
little
right.
bit too much punishment. So I hope there will be
Right.
punishment if you're not vigilant and if you're just playing with your closed eyes. So you must be always cautious when you're going for the resources, or if even you're leveling up. But even if you do die, it's not supposed to be that punishment as in Albion
No.
Online.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully.
And it's quite cool that you do lose an item if you are constantly killing people, because there is a bit of risk to that. Then they just stop them because if you're just going to keep going out there, you could just lose everything you have.
Yeah, plus it's a reward for the people who will hunt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be really satisfying if a person has like something that you
Yeah.
don't have and you hunt them down and you're like, I've got a brand new sword. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Well, unfortunately, they're not gonna work with all of the items. The items that bound to
No.
the character will end up being a resource for crafting, I guess. So,
Okay.
for
Well,
example,
still,
Get
that's
broken
yeah,
down.
yeah.
yeah. So, but anyway, he will lose it. So,
Yeah.
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 Well,
F
that's
them.
it. They lose it, you gain something.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
Yeah.
so there's a benefit to actually going out and hunting these evil wrongdoers down.
Yeah. It's exciting.
We also was discussing about like how the different type of community are expecting the game. Are they different from you and Russian community? Because like I'm not really following the chat in the Discord or forums for English speakers or even Spanish speakers. There is a lot of people speaking Spanish there. So I'm just curious what type of the expectation and like feeling that people have on the board, on the other side of the fence, let's say.
Oh yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of hype. I think there's a good handful of people who are just like I just want to play the game. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It's funny how we know really so little about the game.
Yeah.
We've only seen these tiny little bits, but yet it seems to be enough for a lot of people just wanting to play the game. I have noticed probably in the last month or so, people are starting to get a bit like, where's the news?
Yeah.
And,
Hungry, aren't they?
hungry because the last update officially was April and we're now heading into kind of August.
It's
And
almost
it's
3 months.
understandable. Yeah, people are starting to get a bit, but I still think when the beta hopefully comes out in a couple of weeks' time. I think those people who were starting to sound a bit like not another delay, da 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 da. I
Yeah.
think they'll still be happy to just have new content, even if they're not in the beta. I think there's seems to be a good community of content creators now who are making content, and when that beta comes out, it's just
It's just going to explode, isn't it? That's how I feel. And I feel like a bit of an outcast in this community at the moment because I've never played like a true MMO game. I never played Warcraft, never played Dota, League of Legends, but somehow I have been enchanted by Corepunk.
you were into this before I was, and I play MMOs. Like Carl
Yeah.
was like, "Mike, you need to see this game. It's so good." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, yeah, all right." I'm just carry on playing Guild Wars or whatever. He's like, "No, you just need to watch." And then I watched it. I was like, "Okay, I get the hype. Yeah, it's pretty good."
Yeah, I don't know what it is that I just saw it and I was just like, yeah, I well want to sink some hours into this game. And I can see it being that game that now I'll just keep playing. Like, even if it, the peak will happen, it'll come out, I'll be in every single day. But then even when that dip comes, I can see that I'm going to be once a week, twice a week. Or, I'm still going to be going in there, seeing what's going on, seeing the new content. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the art style. I've always been a fan of this sort of because it's a bit Overwatchy, Blizzard-esque sort of art style to it, and yeah, it just looks so cool. And yeah, the more I'm looking into it, the more I'm excited by it.
What about like kind of your side? Like you say, the Russian kind of what's people's
Yeah, like if you
kind of
put aside the normal people that just sits and wait, you see people getting not just upset without lack of news and beta delaying, but you also see people that feels like they're being scammed for some reason or something like that. Like I'm asking them, but
Yeah.
they never ask for any funding. Like you never put your
No.
money or something like that. So why do you feel that? They feel like betrayed because like, they're just saying, "Oh, when we will have another delay." Like they don't like seem so upset. So that's why I'm just don't understand those people, like the one who are feel that they're being cheated, that they're one who was scammed or something. I don't know. Like because like those guys never ask more than the patience from us. That's it.
I actually put this on the forum this morning because there were a couple of people in the general chat saying like, "Oh, there'll be another delay and stuff," and I just said, how I don't understand how people get upset about something you've never had.
Yeah.
We've never played this game.
Yeah,
Yes,
That's like
exactly.
it's like, oh, I'm so angry. I don't have that thing I've never had, and like you say, if it had been crowdfunded and you'd put money in.
yeah. If it was a Kickstarter or something like that.
But there is, like you say, Artificial Core just said, hey, we've been hit with a pandemic. That things have been difficult. Like, we just need a bit of time. And they did say in one of the videos they weren't going to give us news for news only when they've got news. They weren't just going to put out announcements of announcements. It was always going to be when we've got news, we'll give you it. And like you say, getting mad at something that doesn't exist is a very kind of weird way of looking at it.
And making news and these articles and videos and stuff is a lot of time. That's a lot of effort for a relatively small team. Like when they were doing the 15-minute alpha gameplay for IGN, that was a lot of work. You see them in the behind the scenes, and it's a lot of work just to do that. So why take that time when they can put that effort into making sure they hit this close beta? I'd rather not hear anything and then go, look, here's the beta, here's everything Now it's in your hands. Go out there and find the news that you wanted to find. You know, I'd rather have that than just news for, like you said, for news sake.
Yeah, that's good idea. Like just leave them alone and do the game. But also it's a good thing to have balance for them. Even if they will not show anything in the news, or maybe even if they will post something on the forums, just saying something, like communicating with people is also very important. Just to make sure that those people that they are there already are still with them, because they can lose some community
Yeah,
because they're
there is the flip
quiet.
side, I guess,
And
isn't
people
there?
will just say,
Yeah.
"All right, I will leave it until it will be done." So people are just going, and they will come back only when there's something already on the market, let's say. And also, I used to say in a lot of my videos, like I hope that someone from the artificial core actually watching those videos, like because like a few times I had a feeling that someone watched that and decided to do some news. Like I was saying, just like communicate with the people. You don't need to say what are you doing now with the game, like what do you expect from the beta. Just communicate with the people, say like you are all healthy, happy, and just continue. And then they're releasing this video, the last one we have in April, like, and it feels like they was listening to me or
They're
something.
listening to you.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
we
they
need to
start to
say
speak.
something.
Yeah, they are speaking with people, and then they said, okay, we will release like a video like once a week or something. They was promising to put some videos like or any news, but since then it's quiet. Only I talked to the community manager. I also, like a few times I was talking to them and saying, okay, you don't have time to do stuff, like to talk to the people. Let me talk to the people for you. Like maybe I can come to your office and, like, I don't know, film your work if it's okay, or maybe take interview from someone, or just like, because I'm living in Odessa city and they're in Kiev, so the office is in Kiev. So for me it's like a few hours ride on the bus and I'm there basically, and I also have
All
place to
right.
stay. So like, but they're saying just stick. We are sticking to the working on the game. If we will have time, we will contact you. But we're sticking and doing game. They're just doing game. They're just working on that, nothing more. That's it. They stuck on it very hard, to be honest. They even paused the content creator program that they have. So basically, I sent you on Twitter the link, which you can fill up the form and you can
Yes.
actually
Yeah.
join
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, we did. And we did that, and fair enough to them. They turned around and said, "Make a few more videos," because we're a very small channel. But they were just like, "Look, yeah, you come back." And I messaged the community manager, and to be honest, she messaged me back within an hour. So they are there, willing to talk to the community, which is nice. But obviously, in terms of new news for the game, there just isn't anything to say right now.
They just paused this program at the moment because they're just trying to focus on developing
On
the
the
game,
game. Yeah.
and that's it. But they stuck on it, I think, too much. I understand they're trying to catch up the time that they lost. Me personally, I'm waiting for the game. I don't know, like the first time I saw it, I think it was like around a year ago or something. So I experienced those two delays before. So even if it will
Yeah.
be delay again, okay, for me it will be a bit painful, but I can handle that. But guys, need to talk to the people.
Well,
It's if they're talking to you, though, you
Yes.
can kind of be a bit like, you understand why.
Yeah.
And like you say, it is probably finding that balance. Like if they're going, we're just focusing on the game, but you still need, there's still got to be
It's
a
healthy in
little,
one way and unhealthy in
like you
another
say,
way.
even if it's not quite, it's just them going, look, we're working so hard at the moment, everything's going well, or, we've hit, they said they'll be transparent with us, which is,
Yeah.
and it would be good if they were just like, hey, everything's okay, beta's still on track, or
yeah.
not. At least,
Well,
not necessarily say there's a delay or it's on, just kind of let us know.
in the last video, though, he was confident enough to say sort of like, yeah, the beta, they put a date on the beta and they were like,
First time we had.
yeah, and they were saying they're still on course for a December release. So they must be quite far ahead. But yeah, it'd be nice to have the odd tweet, maybe. That's all we need, like a tweet or something. Yeah, it doesn't need to be like a video. It doesn't need to be a post, because I'm expecting, if there was a delay coming, which I don't feel like there is, you'd expect to hear about it either in this week or next, because you're not going to let it go, because we're almost in August. You're not going to let it get any closer. You don't want to be 2 weeks away from when the beta is supposed to happen and then release it, you at least need 4 weeks before it
I was
starts
going
going.
to say, do you feel like there may be with recent games, not necessarily in the MMO genre, um, that because a lot of games, let's be honest, in the last kind of year and a bit, admittedly, yes, okay, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so that's affected a lot of things. But so many games have come out where they've been so promising and then missed the mark. Do you think there's an element maybe that the developers are kind of going, we really can't release anything unless it's solid? Like maybe
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think in the head of like a
I,
team of like they've put so much work into this.
yeah.
Well, I've got an example of Elite Dangerous from Frontier. So for the last, I don't know if you've played that before, but so it's a space sim
Yeah,
game.
I tried the Elite Dangerous Arena when it was for free. I just tested
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. So I've been playing that for me and Mike have been playing it for about 4 years now, and for the last 2 years it went into just skeleton crew, no updates, no bugs changes, but they were promising the new updates coming, and they just went quiet, a bit similar to this, and then the new updates just landed and it is completely ruined. Like it's just doesn't work. So that's the worst case scenario of this, isn't it? Is if they do go quiet, the beta comes out and the game just isn't what everyone's expecting.
Yeah,
And
and I wonder if that's maybe very prominent in their mind of like a few people can be angry at nothing. Like I say, it's weird that people are angry at something they've never had, but
Hmm.
maybe there is an element of okay, so if we give the beta and it is not what people expected, but by the same measure, the whole point of a beta test is to give it us so we can, there's tests that they can't do. There will be bugs, there will be issues that no matter how much internal testing, there'll always be someone in the beta who'll go, "Hey, I found this thing," and it'll be like how to get to level 40 in 3 hours. Um,
yeah,
so the whole, I think betas have got a skewed vision now where it's just like, oh, you get to play the game early, but really, a beta is to find the
yeah,
issues so that when
yeah,
they release the game, they can solve them. So it's a bit like,
Yeah, like you can
yeah.
expect. I think they just want to polish games so much. Like they want, as they said in the last video, they want us to feel that we're playing a complete game. So we're not just going for the beta. We're going for the almost,
the final.
yeah, final version of the game. So but also the problem here is that if there's something wrong with the core game design that people not gonna like, it will be already too late to change.
Yeah. So they've gone too far ahead where they can't pull it back. Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. It could be damaging to get it so far done before it even being tested by anyone. But you've got to think they'll have internal game testers as well. So some
Yeah,
people.
that's why I think they have also the Q&As with us. Like sometimes they're
Yeah,
asking, we're asking them questions, they're answering, we're giving them some advices or expectations from the game that we would like to see. So they're taking it and putting it in the game during the development. Like also we know that even if the game will release and this winter, December, what they're expecting, they said that they will still work on some high-level content. Meanwhile, we'll level up. We'll get to the high-level content, which will be not like 100% finished. Like there will be some things that they would want to maybe redesign, maybe do something more, or maybe add something from the Q&A they found out about from people. Like a lot of people asking if there will be a sea combat, like if there will be vessels and ships that they can attack and fight on them. So they was thinking about it also from the high level content that will be not finished even when the game will be released. It's the guild wars. Like there will be a guild wars, but the sieges are not gonna be complete by then. That's what they said,
Yeah.
as I remember. The sieges they will work on it when the game will be already done. So when we will already leveling, do leveling, like check on everything. Plus, some people forget that beta testing it's not something that they will have final. First of all, they will lose the character basically when the game will release.
Yeah.
Like so
yeah,
obviously, so you just going there, you just running. I don't remember they said we will level up until level 20, I guess, on the beta or something, and we will have this
Still a good amount of content.
Yeah, that's like at least half of the leveling experience, and like we will have those 6 characters that we have at the moment, and I hope we'll have enough time to test all of them. Like we know that the beta will split on few parts, so we have beta 1, closed beta 2, closed beta 3, I guess. I don't know how many they want to do, but closed beta 1 will have like what, 25th of August until 28th or something, like 3 days.
Like 3 days,
Oh,
yeah.
really? Right.
Yeah, and then they
Not
will
too
release
long.
another one. Yeah, so like obviously in 3 days, like you have like as a content creator, you have like 2 options. Or you're taking one character and leveling through all of the what you have at the moment, or you're trying to find out like more content about all of the characters that you have, but you will miss maybe some, I don't know,
At the
20
end,
levels
Yeah,
server and
experience.
stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's like
yeah. That is actually quite interesting. Because, like you say, I think a while ago they said they wanted to do it in 4 parts, didn't they?
or something like
Like
that.
something like that. Now, if that is still the case, I think my initial thought would be part 1 I'll pick one character, and then part 2 I'd try another one, and maybe do it that way. Just because, yeah, I don't know, yeah, because then
Yeah.
you're
Well,
saying
for
like
our
you,
sorry, yeah, I was going to say, well, for our content, at least we can split 3 of the characters each. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bugle up my wife, put her on the computer, and say,
yeah,
"You need to
Yeah.
play."
come over here.
Come here. And she hates to play video games.
You've got to play it, please. I need the content.
It's like I used to watch an Asmongold, and he says like, if I will have a kid, first of all, I will teach him how to grind me in MMOs.
Yeah, it is.
It's a-
It will be interesting to see how that kind of pans out. What people who are playing the beta will actually choose to do. Like you say, are they going to go, I'll play maybe to level 5, 6 with each character? Or, like you say, pick one, try and get the most of the natural experience, I guess, because
Yeah.
you would kind of, when the game comes out, I'd be surprised if people. But it's also then. The flip side of that is you could try all the characters in the beta, so when the real game comes out, you know which one you actually want to play.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think that's what I'd like to do. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to play what. Yeah. So what is it? Half of the leveling, just in the beta.
Then you're going to the main game already on the release, and you already
Yeah,
choosing the same character that you used to play on the beta, and you
yeah,
already know everything ahead, so it's kind
yeah.
of spoilers for yourself. But also, we know that they're not gonna be, as I remember, they're not gonna be just the one way of leveling. I guess you have like open world and you can do whatever you want. Like there is not like in a World of Warcraft that's this location for the level 5
to
till
that area.
10.
Yeah.
So you have like different locations that you can go to, plus you have camps of mobs that's like completely different of one each other. Plus, like, obviously, it's a team game, and it will be very fun to find some teammates that you can go through and like go to the dungeons, go to the leveling experience. You can explore. They want to put a lot of efforts to the exploring experience. So like exploring will be rewarding, something that you'll have to do, like you want to do, and you will get rewards for that, like maybe some gold, some treasures, maybe some locations that no one was before or something like that. So it's not just opening the part of the map, but it's also a real explore, and you have to choose like which which direction you need to go.
Yeah, you get a fork in the road, and it's like, are we going left or are we going right? And
Yeah.
if you go left, you might just miss treasure just over there, but you
Yeah.
also may get it, and that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of like,
There is no
oh,
wrong direction basically.
it's not like you're on railroad tracks and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now you are level 5, so you've got to go here level. That is cool, and like say, on top of that, always having the chance of you and your little party just going around, you might bump into someone else and be like, hey, that's our mob, you
Yeah.
get off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have a little fight
Yeah.
and you
Like,
win or lose, and then it's an experience, isn't it? I feel like every time you log on this game, it'll never be the same because of that kind of element of it's not on tracks. Like with
Yeah.
like even WoW, Guild Wars and stuff. Whilst it is kind of free, you are to an extent. You kind of know where you're going next.
Mhm.
Like when I hit level 10, I'm leaving here and I'm gonna go here. Whereas on this, it's like I'm level 10. I go anywhere I want. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get on this train and I'm just gonna get off and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's
Is base building confirmed? Has it been confirmed that we're going to have some sort of like base building sort of, or just like home place that we can build up?
They've
Because
said
that,
they're
because
gonna
that,
implement farming at some point, aren't they?
housing or something.
Post launch. Yeah,
yeah,
and I would imagine that'll be later. I think they'll want people to be in the world first, kind of get the economies set up, because as well, that's the other thing, isn't it? The resource mining and stuff will create an economy, and they'll probably want to work out what kind of economy that is, because they then wouldn't want to implement, oh, you need all this wood, and wood's really easy to get, and then everyone has these really nice houses all of a sudden.
yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Because maybe that'll break up your playstyle a bit if you did have something which isn't sort of just combat based to go and
Well, that's the
if-
professions, isn't it? Like
yeah.
going
Well,
out
yeah,
and making,
fishing and stuff. Yeah,
making the
yeah,
potions and the
yeah.
mystic and all that jazz.
Because that'll be nice. That'll be like a good day to be sort of like, it's like, right, we've done the raid today. Let's just get together and we'll just go and explore and see if we can find the best resources. Go out mining, become a yawner. You know what I mean? Just get out there in the mines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, basically that there was promising to us that there will be something to do for everybody, for the team play, for the solo play, for the combat, or something that's you rarely see in the MMOs, that some calm play like you just crafting, plus you have a rating for everything. So basically everything in the game have a rating, and you can be in a board as the top one, let's say crafter, or top one raider, or top one explorer, so people know.
Fisherman.
Yeah, fisherman, like people will know
I'm the best
exactly who.
fisher in the world.
Yeah. So I hope they will not also put those housing in like a different realm. Like I want the house to be somewhere in the world that people
Yeah.
can take a look
Is
at
it
it,
like a
go,
physicality? Yeah.
yeah, so they can go
Yeah.
pass through it and see your house or something. Because if you put something like that in a different realm, it can kill a bit of population of the world, because some people would just sit there and craft.
Sit in the house.
Yeah.
And judging by what they've said, because they said the world is massive. Like they said, it's huge. So if they limit the amount of people on a server, it would make sense that, looking at these screenshots, it wouldn't be too far out of the question to have a plot of land that you can call yours, and then anyone who walks past will see that, oh, there's Stumble Through's house and his little farm on the side and stuff. That, like you say, because if people are just crafters or stuff like, and there is an instanced version where you don't see it in the real world, you like load into your house. Like you say, they could just sit there and they can craft away, and it takes that population away. So that would be really cool. And like the pre-built houses in cities, be cool if you could, if you have a lot of money to buy, buy them. That would be so cool. Like looking at these screens here, are you seeing like, oh, it'd be ace to own maybe a stall, or that's big picture stuff, but you never know, do you? That would be
I think that's how they could do it, because you just buy a plot of land or a pre-built building that then you can change the interior of and the externals of. You know what I mean? So it's not like you can just go, I want my house there, and then they've got to work out how to manage everyone having houses everywhere. It'll be
there'll
sort
just
of
be
like,
so many plots of land.
yeah, that you can just buy and Well, that's
That'd be
what
really
that's
cool.
what you'd hope, wouldn't it? That'd be class. I hope, like we were saying, I hope they aren't too far gone with the game that they can't change that icon image back in that I saw in the alpha, because one of the changes I didn't like was in the original trailer, you've got your class symbol in the HUD bar, and then in the alpha it's just like a floating head or whatever. Yeah, and I didn't like that. I think it looks a bit just naff. I think it takes away from the beauty of the game.
This is what I
that's
love about Carl.
the tiniest
I
thing.
love this about Carl HRAP, right? Okay, so here's the thing. is the game can be beautiful, it can have everything, but if there's one little UI element, Carl is on that. You're like, we're looking here. He's on about this circle bit in the middle, this bit here,
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's I want that. I want that back.
So out of all the game, he's like, this is the worst bit. I can't play anymore. I'm out.
Well, aesthetics matter a lot. Like, if the game
That's
could
it.
be super cool and super playable, let's say like a Final Fantasy again, it's like a very good game in a gameplay style. But for me,
Yeah.
in a design way, it's just not appealing. I cannot
The
go
UI
there
is bad.
because
Yeah.
like it's just like a style that I get used to. It's a wow, right? So it's a style like a bit cartoonish, maybe colorful, and something that I get used to. But when you go for something like Lineage 2 and Final Fantasy, it's just like it can be a good game. I know it's a good game, but it's just not appealing. I cannot force myself to play it because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the look.
Yeah.
I see I'm outnumbered here now.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to play, and you guys are like, no, it must be right.
Well,
Everything.
Yeah,
of course, it's not supposed to be perfect, but this design is wonderful. Yes, we can see that
Yeah,
people are actually inspired by World of Warcraft, Diablo. You
Yeah,
can see the
yeah.
parts
You
and
can
bits
see
of
the
this.
influence.
Yes, they're saying
definitely.
that they're looking forward to do something like raids and instances, like in a WoW. So they want to do something similar to that, but also bringing their own part, their own appealing to their own feeling
Yeah.
about the game. Like for example, yes, in Albion Online you also have dungeons that's free to enter to everybody. So meanwhile you're farming mobs, you can get attacked and into your back from some gangers. So that's what you will have here as well. You will have here solo dungeons, like group dungeons, like an open dungeons and closed dungeons, like and plus you don't have to go to all of them. You can just choose something
No, just
that
choose
you
the
like.
ones you want to do.
Yes, that's it. And if
Yeah.
you don't want to be attacked by another group of gankers, you just don't go to such a. That's
Yeah,
it.
don't go to the open dungeon. Go to
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
instance. Yeah, group. Yeah, and that's good. Like I do feel like is one of the things that it seems to hold is it really is choice.
Yes.
Like so many games give you that illusion of
Yeah.
oh yeah, you can do whatever you want, and you're like
But
okay, cool, I want to do this, and like you need to be level 20, and you also need to do this dungeon first, and da da da, and you're like.
yeah.
But I want to do that now. Like, whereas
Yeah.
this, I feel like you could just go. I'm going to the icy tundra. I'm going to go fishing, and they'll
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. It's like it's giving you the freedom that Breath of the Wild gave you, isn't it? Where it's just like, look, you dropped into this world, go explore. Like, that was the beauty of Breath of the Wild. There was no rules except you've got to get off the Great Plateau at the beginning, but that's just teaching you the core mechanics of the game. But from then, it's just like, there you go make your own fun, and that's what I feel like this is, and that's probably why. Yeah, and we will, and that is probably why me, who I don't play MMOs typically, but I'm brought into this game so because it's just so it just
You can
it has
do
has
you.
elements of
Whatever
other
you want.
games.
It's freedom.
Yeah, it just
Yeah, that's what I
I mean,
hate in a WoW Classic. Like as soon as I get started to leveling there, and I had a friend that liked to follow the guides and guidelines too much. He was telling me what to do and like what's the
Yeah.
best option to level up, and I said like it's a huge world, and I almost know every part of it because I was playing it for like 15 years. So I wanna go to something different, but I know that I'm stuck to specific locations, specific quests. Otherwise, I will not able to level up normally. So I expecting from Corepunk to have like a freedom of choice. Yeah, the leveling is something for me, on my opinion, it's already old. Like you don't have to have the leveling experience anymore. Like you're supposed to have like, in my opinion, of the perfect MMOs in the future that you will have. You're just a person in the world and you can be whatever you want. You want to be a mage,
Yeah.
you going take stuff, you're using stuff, and you're leveling up your stuff by using it. Like Sea of Thieves, also it's a game without the leveling. At level 1 you have something that everybody who plays thousands of hours already had as well. So you only play for the
Yeah.
cosmetics. So you're going for your own adventure. Yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
can experience a good leveling as well if it's going to be fun and optional. Like if I wanna
Story
defend.
could be optional, can't it? That's And I think I don't know if you've seen New World. That's
Yeah.
kind of follows that. Like if you do pick up a hammer,
Yeah.
you learn how to use the hammer, and if you pick up a staff, you're not a warrior, you're not a mage and stuff. And like you say, I think future MMOs will probably go through that. You know, like in the real world, we're born in and we just work it out.
Yes. Yes.
Like
Something
we
like
don't
that.
we don't level up. We just kind of go, oh, I need to cook, so
So
guess
learn
I'm
how
just
to
gonna
cook.
cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like that more immersive. And like you
That-
say, having things optional and not behind a skill. Well, I think a skill wall's different, but like a you had to do this, this, and this before you can do this.
You still
Like
can attach it
get
just
rid of that.
simply to something that if you're using a fire magic, that you level up a fire tree and you'll just choose the talents from there. Not
Yeah.
necessarily supposed to be stuck with the level of your character. Like the
Yeah.
level of your character will be appealing to the people when they see that which type of abilities that you have, which type of armor that you are able to wear. You can see when it used to be in WoW as well. Like when you see the guy with a specific item, you know this guy is a hardcore player. You know that this guy was
Yeah.
grinding and he know exactly what he's doing only because you see like a badass sword in his hands.
Yeah. And they are gonna have that in Corepunk, aren't they? There are gonna be just sort of legendary items that drop. But and I quite like that about the artifacts as well, because that's your main point of sort of customizing your character from someone else's sort of, what is it, paladin or whatever. You could both be two paladins but have different artifacts equipped and be completely different. But yeah, which is so nice. It's that freedom where it's not it's not just like, yeah, we're both paladins, we're both level 50, and we both play like this. You know, like it's going to be different. So yeah, exactly. Yeah,
See something different. Like I hate meta games. Like I hate when people go for the meta so much that they forget about having fun and just
Yeah.
trying to build up something on their own. Because like they're afraid of something that's you will build up something on your own, it's not gonna work as good as a meta one.
Yeah.
So
That's and I
yeah.
experienced that problem when I played WoW because at the time I played a mage and I made a good arcane mage build, but pyro mage
Yeah.
was the meta. So when I was trying to do dungeons and trying to do raids, people were like, "What are you doing playing arcane mage? You need to be fire because more damage." And I was like, "Yeah, but I like playing."
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Arcane. I like the arcane missiles flying out. I'm
Yeah.
not about, and
Yeah.
I feel like this game won't have that. There probably is going to be optimized. There'll always be people who'll go, "This is have these trinkets and artifacts and this and that's the best."
Yeah, I'm finishing the
Or
dungeon on 0.5 seconds faster than you because of that.
yeah, have fun. Have fun. Imagine
Yes.
that.
like I'm not rushing when I'm playing MMO. Like I don't understand people rushing. I want to finish the content and it doesn't matter how much hours it will take from me. Like if I'm starting my PC and I'm sitting to play the game, that I know that I have time to play that. I don't understand
Yeah.
people running around and saying I don't have time to farming this dungeon so long. Like so don't do
To
that.
do this quest and
Yeah.
then I need to do that quest.
The
And
people are
sometimes
running.
you come home from your daily life and you don't want to sit in a dungeon.
Yeah.
You do want to do crafting or just kind of just explore, like, and the fact that this still rewards you for that, like you say, the exploration is rewarding in its fact that you may come across something no one's found that particular day. You know, there could be a little resource nodes, and you think, oh my god, there's 3 copper ore nodes here. I've never seen that. And there's a reward in that, which isn't going in that same dungeon for the 40th time, killing the same boss, and
That's what I was saying about the nodes as well, like the resource nodes moving when you've depleted them. I think is great because it means you're just not going round that circle. Here's where you get the coal. Here's where it moves. So you actually have to go out and find it again, which is going to be great.
and you'll know they'll be in that area.
Yeah, they'll be in that
And
biome.
yeah,
Sort of
but the
thing, yeah.
fact that it's not, it's just the 3. You see the big tree. If you go left there 3 steps, it'll be there, and then that also opens the things like, I don't know how obviously we've not seen how, because there's always people who make like bots and stuff.
Yeah.
Who go around and farm the same things for you. Like if there is no fixed thing and everything changes, it eliminates cheating like that because the bot will go, oh, go to the third tree on the, oh, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Ha!
Exactly.
Yeah.
No botting.
They've said as well there's going to be roaming mobs as well, isn't there? So you could be out trying to find resources and you could just be thinking you're in a safe area and all of a sudden these guys walk in, you're just like, right, let's go!
Yeah, or even some roaming boss that will just one hit you.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
boss. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
because that'll be cool. Because then you could run. I like that idea. Because imagine you are just kind of by yourself. You're just having a nice time fishing, and then this huge troll or something comes out, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And it one shots you.
Yeah.
And then you go back to town, like, guys, I need anyone, just anyone
Anyone,
come with me. There's a big boss. And then you imagine that kind of 30, 40 of you just like beating the crap out of a troll. And
That's what was exciting about Valheim, wasn't it? The first time you go on there and you go into the forest and you see that troll, you're just like, what?
so used to killing the small things, like, oh, right, I'll take on this guy. Boom!
Yeah. It's a fun game actually. Still stuck on which boss I am in Valheim. I think fourth one. I killed the slimy.
Oh
with the-
yeah,
Yeah.
bone
yeah.
mass. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I think
killed
we're
this
pretty much at the same point.
Yeah,
in
I
our
think we're the
world,
same
actually.
So I'm looking
yeah.
for the dragon now, but I'm playing solo.
That's
I don't
it,
know
yeah.
why. It's my mistake.
Like, yeah, that must be really hard.
Yeah. It's-
No, I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, we hope the beta comes out in is it 4 weeks or so?
Yeah, I don't know what the date is.
25th.
a month, yeah. 25th
Yeah,
of
a
Yeah,
month.
it's a month
Yeah,
today. Yeah.
So,
So
basically,
we just want to know. Just say hi on Twitter or
yes,
on the
artificial
Discord. And be
core.
like,
Yeah.
we love you still.
we love
Yeah.
you still.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're still here. We're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I proper appreciate you coming on. It's been good, and
It's been a good chat.
knowing about the lore as well, because like you say,
As little as we know.
the little that we know, but like even the little we know,
Yeah.
that's the joy of Corepunk, is it's still exciting. Those little bits that you told us, I was like, Mad Max, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
elves with ray guns, what?
Yeah, that's blown my mind, that, the ray gun bit.
I'm not even sure if it's elves. Maybe it's something else. Like we don't know
that's what I
exactly
mean,
which
like-
race it is.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
fact that it could be is
Yeah.
just like that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
We're exploring the world before even its release.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
HRAP, thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Do you want to tell people where they can find you on Twitter, YouTube, stuff like that?
Yeah, well, if you speak Russian, like, or you want to learn Russian watching my videos, like I have almost, how many, like 29 videos about the Corepunk, everything that you can know about the game, lore, every character you have, you can just join my YouTube channel, HRAP Video Games. It's all about video games, but when we will have Corepunk, I'll focus on this game so much, so God help me.
Go give them a subscribe.
Yeah, like
Corepunk one.
Yeah, that's
really
everybody
cool.
can
Go
watch
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, cheers for coming on. It's been good fun. Yeah, we'll definitely get you on in the. We'll try and do another one before the beta drops, and we can talk about what our most wants and fears are. Hopefully, that'll be in a couple of weeks if it doesn't get pushed back.
Free to call me anytime. Like I'll be really happy to take part in anything about the community of our lovely game. So it was a pleasure to talk to you guys. Thank you. It was really fun. I like it.
Good, man.
Keep up what you're doing, guys. I will make sure that I will put like on every video.
Thank you very
Much
much.
appreciated.
Cheers.
Okay, guys, we'll call it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers. Bye.
See you next
Cheers.
time. Bye.